Today, I have got a fabulous lesson for all of you. I am going to show you how to create a spiritual economy. Now, what is a spiritual economy? It's an abundant economy where people are using their natural gifts. Now, you may be sitting there and watching this, and you may be working at a job right now that you may not love. You're doing it to get your needs taken care of. I want this lesson to transform you. A spiritual economy is where you're doing what you love. I think I've been on both sides of this, and I think it is really difficult to tap into our best version of ourselves where we are not using our natural gifts. But that's going to demand you to start looking at yourself much different of how do I want to live. You know, one thing that I learned a long time ago, the only difference between those who earn big incomes, who are creating a life of freedom, and those who struggle, is this simple rule. They decided to. It sounds so simple, but when you make a committed decision, this is what I'm going to do no matter what. I want to take you back. Years ago, I was working at a job that I was good at, but I didn't enjoy. I had a much deeper vision for my life. And my other self kept tapping at me. There's more for you to do. There's more for you to do. And my company sold. The new company wanted to keep me, and they tried hard to keep me, but I finally listened to my greatest version of myself. That may be you right now. There may be something inside of you that is just burning, but you're having the fear to do it. I'm telling you, do it. It's going to break you free. It broke me free. Now, it didn't happen overnight. I had to work on my daily transformation. I had to really strengthen my mindset. But once I made a decision and I bet on myself, that's when everything unfolded. So what I want you to understand is when you're creating a spiritual economy, you're literally just open the door to let go and create your own economy. I always say this to anybody I coach. You've got to burn this idea in your mind that you can create your own economy. Now, why do I say that? My mentor burned that idea in my mind, and I accepted it. And I have burned it in so many people's minds since, and I hope it's you right now. I hope today, as long as I teach this lesson, that you are locked in focusing on where you want to go. Now, you've got to understand that I want you to take an honest look at your life right now. It is telling you a story. Is this how you want to live? And if you want to transform your economy, we have to first understand two places, where you are and where you want to go. Where you are right now is your current money blueprint financially right now, and it's telling you a story. But I am more interested in where you want to go. Now, maybe right now you're earning $100,000 a year and you want to take your income to $1 million. Well, I want all your eyes set on $1 million. And now we're going to train you on how to earn $1 million. See, now you're playing the infinite game. Most people are playing the finite game. When you play the infinite game, you're living life on your terms. See, I was successful while I was failing. Why? Because I was daily transforming. I was studying myself every single day. And as I was studying myself, I didn't realize it. I realize it now looking back, but I was transforming my identity one day at a time. But what I was really doing is I quit at playing small. I quit at thinking small, and I quit thinking based on results. I quit thinking based on a poverty consciousness. Because if you're holding an image of poverty in your mind right now, there is no way you can create prosperity. Now, there's a lot of people right now doing a lot of repetition, but they're doing the repetition of the wrong things. They may be listening to me, but they're not implementing. They're not going to create the results. Transformation demands implementation. But if we are not changing the way we think and the way we behave, our results are not going to change. Now, when we're talking about a spiritual economy, I'm going to show you today how to massively change your income. But when we're talking about that, we have to understand that success is not about ourselves, it's about the value we provide for others. Now, right away, you have to understand the law of compensation. The law of compensation clearly states the amount of money you earn will always, not sometimes, always be an exact ratio to the need for what you do, your ability to do it, and the difficulty there will be in replacing you. Now, what we want to focus on is our ability to do it. I want you to think, what would I love to do? And now you deliberately practice and get better at your ability to do that over and over and over again. If you were a fly on the wall in my office, I am forever practicing my ability to do it. I have such a hyper intention on getting better at my craft. Now, you may hear me tomorrow and I may be not as good as today, but it won't be because of my effort. It won't be because I'm not working on it. That's your ability to do it. That is where you are going to be rewarded in the marketplace. But when you start working in harmony with the law of compensation, your rewards are going to be so much greater than you could ever imagine. Literally, money will be flowing in your bank account. It's like what Napoleon Hill said. I don't know where it was during all those lean years, you're going to start attracting an avalanche of abundance. But money is a consciousness, and it must be earned. So this is why the law of compensation is so important. We have to focus on value. Why value? Value creates growth. Growth is implementation of a new idea. Individuals and ideas is what creates creation. And so what we have to understand, where people make their mistake, is when people attempt to transform their income, the biggest mistake is they prioritize income itself. It's all about value. Value changes the game. You will always be paid based on the value, not based on the cost that you are charging. The key is to increase your value, which will result in increased income. So how do we increase value? We hire mentors to work on our mindset. The greater the mindset, the greater you're willing to create the confidence. The confidence is going to create bigger ideas. But value is what I want you to prioritize, not income. You will always be paid in proportion to the value you offer. Now, when we talk about value, I want you to look at what you're excellent at already. That's where your gifts are. Now I want you to think about, how can I create my business around that? And if you already have an existing business, how can I 10x my value obsession? How can I take what I'm already good at and increase it to excellent? How can I make that idea better and better? How can I serve the most amount of people? Rather than focus on your present income, I want you to build a vision of a larger goal beyond your current situation. Why? Because now you've got juice, you've got fuel. You're gonna be so inspired and you're gonna be on fire working on your craft and working on your idea. If you're 1xing and 2xing your goal, there's no fire. There's no inspiration. It's just about working harder. You're not gonna create a life of financial freedom working harder. It's about leverage. It's about setting and achieving proper goals. Now, your 10x value obsession is critical to increasing your income. Value is always the worth you create for others. How can I create more worth for others? This is always provided by your ideas, your products, your beliefs, your skill sets, and the services you provide. Now let's go over this. This is the question you want to ask yourself. How can I 10x my ideas? Well, you do it by getting better every day at your current idea and saying, how can I make it better? How can I have a 10x value obsession of my products? How can I create my product at a much higher level for people? Maybe that's through my communication. Maybe it's through developing an extra skill set. How can I upgrade my belief? I am willing to fail at my future self than succeeding at my present self. And what is the one skill set that I could work on for the next 90 days that is going to dramatically improve me in the marketplace, that will make me an outlier, that will make me so good at what I do? And how can I always focus on providing better service? Now that is the 10x value obsession. And you want to remember this and burn this idea in your mind. People will always pay effortlessly and willingly for the solutions you provide. I want you to think of a problem and think about what is the solution I can provide that will alleviate that problem. Entrepreneurship is about two things. It's about upgrading our beliefs and upgrading our skill set. So when you are upgrading your beliefs, you're automatically going to come from a different confidence. And our confidence is a direct impact of the results we create. It literally creates our results by default. Now, think about people in the worst economic times. They're always thriving when they focus on value. When you focus on value, you bring absolute certainty to your income. With certainty in your income, you guarantee the creation process regarding your income. You will become immune to the outside world. I remember I was on a call with my mentor, Bob Proctor, when COVID happened. And he said, Arash, what do you think is going to happen? I said, this is what I know. And he said, tell me. I said, the people who double and triple their investment in their personal development are going to thrive during this challenging time. And he said, I'll never forget, he goes, you are on to something. Because that is exactly what happened. The people who were thriving were the people who doubled and tripled down on their personal mastery. But the level of compensation always follows value, not time. That's why setting a 1x or 2x goal is a wasted endeavor. When you set a big goal, it will never go to your past self. Your past self cannot even relate to it. But time is a very finite currency. See, there's only so much time in a day. When you focus on value, you're going to leverage yourself all over the marketplace. And people always pay when they feel that the value of what they receive is greater than the value of what they give in return. The law of compensation again. See, a lot of people have come to me, no, I understand the law of compensation. Then I say, tell me what you're doing. And it's completely incongruent to the law of compensation. I want you to focus on increasing your value and skill sets. It will always determine increased income. Now, by focusing all your energy, and when you're focusing on value, you're giving yourself juice, but you're focusing on creating value, set yourself apart in the marketplace. This leads to increased demands of your ideas, products, and services. This moves your business from transactional to relational, where you're not focusing on the sale, you're focusing on how I can give. And this approach ensures long-term gains rather than short-term gains. You're playing the long game. Wealth is about the long game. Wealth is about fulfillment. It's not about what you get. It's about the fulfillment, that psychic income you receive. And your wealth will explode. And people really got to understand wealth is not about the money. It's about doing what you love and having freedom of choice. And that comes from value. Value creation is more fulfilling than chasing money and sales. When you put all your energy on creating more and more value, you're giving yourself more and more juice, and you're really tapping into the essence of who you are. By making living the impression of increase your dominant identity of your business, you are making a significant impact in the marketplace. Now, you may be listening to me for the first time. And if you are, it's nice to meet you. But I will tell you this. What is living the impression of increase? Where you leave every single person better off than you found them. Now, money is always a reward you reap from the service you render. So the more you upgrade your beliefs and skill sets, the better your service will be. The more your give is 10 times greater than what you want, the more you're going to create so much good in the marketplace. The more valuable the service, the greater the rewards. And the price of building your skill sets and belief are so tiny compared to the rewards. Now, we always have to eliminate the double binding messages. Now, every day, throughout the day, you have a thought that comes in. You're either choosing the positive side of your personality or the negative side of your personality. Now, right now, you have a money goal. And if you don't have one, you're not going to create more money. That's just the deal. You have to put energy on increasing your value, which is going to increase your income. But you could say, Arash, I've been doing all the things you've suggested, but I'm not creating an increase in income. Well, I will tell you, you are setting out a counter intention into the world, and you are sending a double binding message. Now, you could say, I am taking my income from 100 to 1 million. I'm visualizing that. I'm practicing my mental rehearsal. I'm auto-suggesting it. That is really what I want. But the rest of the day, you're focusing on present results. You're focusing on what you don't want. Well, you are tapping in to accepting ideas out of ignorance of not knowing, because you're tapping into your old self. And what does ignorance create? Worry and doubt. Worry and doubt manifests itself into fear. Fear then infects your central nervous system with what you don't want, and you keep creating it. See, we have to think, feel, and act from that $1 million person. That's where I said you have to upgrade your beliefs. You have to discipline yourself to think like the person who's earning $1 million. Well, how does the person who earns $1 million? They're always increasing their value. They're focusing on practicing their craft deliberately. They are obsessed about the law of compensation. They are obsessed about becoming a master at what they do. And when you do this and consistently win every day by getting 1% better, you're going to transform yourself from a poverty consciousness to a wealth consciousness. And all your energy is going to be on how can my give be greater than my want, which is going to create harmony on a conscious, on a subconscious level. And that's what you're going to experience in your results. But remember, if you're focusing on getting, you are operating against the law of compensation. Your give is going to be greater than your want. That's living the impression of increase. So it's about value, value, value. Upgrading your skill set, upgrading your beliefs, and that's going to create your results. And if you want to know where you are right now, your actions will always tell you how badly you want it. Your actions will tell you, am I working out of my comfort zone? See, when you're financially free, that doesn't mean you're comfortable. It means you have freedom of choice. An individual that's financially free is always betting on themselves. They know comfort and growth are completely out of harmony. They never coexist. I want you to concentrate on building bigger and bigger ideas. But understand, this is going to require you to make a committed decision. This is what I'm doing no matter what. Because nothing happens until you make a decision and move. But understand, commitment requires courage. Courage creates focus. Focus creates discipline. Discipline is what's going to create your freedom. But service to many is what creates great wealth. Forget about the income. Focus on your craft. Focus on your ability to do it. Focus on creating more and more excellence in your ideas, in your products, in yourself. I love what Jim Rohn says. You have to work so much harder on yourself than you do your business or your job. And when you do that, you take the attention off of you and you put it onto others, people will be magnetized to your business. That is the law of compensation in action. And that is how you're going to create what you want. Everything you want is on its own frequency. Become one with it. If you want to go, using my example of going 100,000 a year to 1 million, we've got to create the value of 1 million. And it's not as hard as you may think. A lot of people are stopping themselves before they even start. They're always assigning a level of difficulty to it. It's about winning every day. It's about beating your personal best every day. And as you do that, you're going to activate your spiritual economy. And you will contact me, like many clients have, that they've turned their annual income into their monthly income. I want you to watch this, but I don't want you just to watch it. I want you to stop yourself and start journaling. How can I create more value in what I'm doing? Am I doing what I love? Because I'm telling you right now, you're wasting your time if you're not doing what you love. I don't know anyone who creates any level of success not enjoying what they're doing. Allow yourself, allow that fire to come out of you. There's another person that's dying to come out of you right now. Let that person out. I want you to create a life of freedom. Why? I think freedom, financial freedom, is the most worthiest goal that anybody can create because of what it makes of you. But if you're blaming circumstances, you're in the wrong direction. If you're blaming other people, wrong direction. Your only competition is you versus you. So let go of the excuses. Be a great quitter. You heard me right. Be great at quitting. Quit at what is limiting you. Quit the excuses. Quit the small thinking. Quit being a watcher in your life. Start taking extreme ownership. Because if one person can create great wealth, so can you. And when you create great wealth, you're going to be changing people's lives through your ideas, products, and services. I want you to watch this over and over again. And if you found great value in this, share this with somebody. I really want my YouTube channel to create so many success stories. Share it. Share it with as many people. I'm telling you, you're going to create great juju for yourself. You're going to create great ripple effects. But understand, wealth is your birthright. Have the courage to go after it. Watch how much good you're going to do, because you're not going to create wealth without putting good in the marketplace. Value, value, value. Value is what I want you to focus on. Your income will take care of itself. Thank you so much.